All right, shalom, shalom, my brothers. First and foremost, it's going to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Arakakwadash. Let me go ahead and put this over here. 1 second. All right. Shalom, Akim, shalom. First and foremost, all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Harakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders and teachers at Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Brother Hahushai Zion. Just going to do this real quick live lesson through the spirit, power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. Okay. So I'm going to go into the scriptures real quick, brothers, in a brief thing that I need to do. All right. Just to exhort you, a lot of you basically go through all these different trials and tribulations during the day and also at night. And I just want you to be strong in the Lord, man, and it's just understand the power of his might. Okay. The Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai is not playing with his men. He's absolutely going to deliver his hopeful elect. Okay. Facts, man. So we're going to go straight to Psalm 54. Let's get it. This is Psalm chapter number 54 and 1. To the chief musician, okay, on Neginoth, Mashil, Asama, David, when the Ziphims came and said to Saul, doth not David hide himself with us? Save me, O power, by thy name, and judge me by thy strength. Hear my prayer, O Yahweh. Give ear to the words of my mouth. For strangers are risen up against me, and oppressors seek after my soul. They have not set the Most High before them. Salah. So listen, there's going to be times where, just like Yahweh Shai, the Passover coming up, somebody may try to betray you, man. Somebody definitely may try to betray you, and it's a rite of passage. It's a part of the truth. It could be your woman, it could be a person, it could be somebody who's coming at you sideways. It could be some type of spirit that's just vexing you. And understand this, man. Those spirits that jump on those people, that didn't come from you. Okay? So let them be destroyed by their own counsels. All right? Straight up, man. That's why you got to just trust in the Lord. Okay? Verse 4, it says, behold, the Most High is my helper. The Lord is with them that uphold my soul. He shall reward evil unto my enemies, cut them off in thy truth. Facts. They're going to catch the wrath, man. Take a look at Alazar, for example. He got the wrath, man, by ultimately being put to a public shame. Because the scripture says a good name is better than precious ointment, okay? So your name and your reputation is very critical in this life. That's why you have to guard it with your life, all right? And don't be foolish and stupid, with your endeavors. Verse number 6, it says, I will freely sacrifice unto thee. I will praise thy name, O Yahweh, for it is good. For he hath delivered me out of all trouble, and mine eye hath seen his desire upon mine enemies. And that was ultimately accomplished with Alazar, because he was an enemy of the gospel. That guy was talking about his elders and, still coming up today because it's an example of judgment and what I'm saying, and it can manifest in your life as well. So there might be somebody coming up against you, somebody thinking that they're bad, thinking they're big and bad, and they're not bad because the Lord is bad. All right. The Lord will beat your behind down. All right. And I'm trying to be nice about saying it. The Lord will beat you down and throw you against the wall and jack you, mush your whole joint up, man. Mush your whole mug up, man, and leave you in shame, in shambles. See, that's a reason to fear the Lord, So it's not what people think it is. They think they can just, do whatever they want and get over on men of the Lord. Nah, don't think so. Okay, the apostles and elders, are truly men of the Lord, and you just gotta understand that. So if you think you're slick, you think you're big and bad, it's all good, man, because you know what's gonna go down. You're gonna get that judgment. All right, you're gonna get the judgment. And we call upon the Lord, man. Psalm 55 and 1. To the chief musician of Neginoth, Mashil, a psalm of David. Give ear to my prayer, O power, and hide not thyself from my supplication. Yeah, to ask the Lord to listen to my request, and to you, brothers, as well. If you are of the house of David, you ask the Lord. Ultimately, if you're of the elect, you're going to ask the Lord to hear your prayers, and he will hear your prayers. All right? Straight up and down. Verse number 2 say, attend unto me and hear me. I mourn in my complaint and make a noise. So this is King David talking, because, again, even though he was king, he had lots of enemies, and he was dealing with situations. So don't think it's strange when you deal with situations. You're going to deal with it. I'm going to deal with it. And the Lord's going to deal with them. All right. The Lord's going to deal with them. Whoever the hell come against the truth, or the men of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, which we are those guys. Okay. Because we would not endure. We would not have a good name. And that would be that. This is verse number 3. Because of the voice of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked, for they cast iniquity upon me, and in wrath they hate me. This is all equivalent to the struggles of Yahushai. What David went through, Yahushai went through, you brothers are going to go through too. Everybody wants the reward, but nobody wants to put in the work. It's like Ronnie Coleman said, everybody want to be Diesel, right? Roughly paraphrasing, but nobody want to lift these heavy ass weights. Nobody want to be doing the work of the Lord. Nobody wants to concern themselves and be occupied with prophecy. So you're not going to get a prophet's reward or helping the prophets. Okay. Giving alms is helping the prophets, helping brothers, giving them water, whatever you may do, a ride if they need it, anything like that. I once drove 8 hours to go get some guy, man, a brother, man, and I barely even knew him at first. I just knew he knew what was going on. So it's that's the type of lengths Akim will do, for each other, which is a blessing. That is a good thing, and I felt phenomenal after doing it, even though it was a long ass ride. 4 hours one way, 4 hours the next way, but the brother was saved off the highway, and he could have lost his life, so he had no other option, and I had to bring him gas, all the way out there just to get to the gas station. So that's the type of thing that it is, man. And then the Lord, those are putting in deposits, because those things come back to you. What's the scriptures talk about? The scriptures talk about Galatians 6 and 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. And it's twofold, because ultimately, if you do good, your good is going to happen back onto you, especially onto brothers who are sincere. All right. So now let's go back to this, man. Okay. So Psalm 55 and 3, again, back to betrayal, but ultimately coming back out on top. Because of the voice of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked, for they cast iniquity upon me, and in wrath they hate me. And like I said, this ultimately is talking about what happened with Yahweh Shai as well. The scripture says, lo, I come in the volume of the book, it is written of me. So some of the Psalms of David are prophetic in regards to what happened with David, and also what would happen with Yahweh Shai. Okay. Verse 4 says, my heart is sore pained with me, and the terrors of death are falling upon me. See, now many of you never probably even experienced stuff like that, and the truth too, by the way. Imagine if the terrors of death were upon you. See, this is a lot of you have not experienced that. And I've had that happen in the midst of camp. I had a guy, I didn't know if he was going to kill me or not. Twice actually that happened, to where one guy came up, he was just doing a video prank or whatever from across the street. He had somebody filming it, and we were done with camp. And he came up, really, really jacked up diesel dude, man. And part of his shtick was basically walking up in people's faces real close and asking them for directions. And he kept coming up close and coming up close. So he's acting so suspicious. The terrors of death came upon me. I thought, oh shit, are we gonna die right here? I think this is it. This guy's he's coming for us specifically. But he wasn't, man. And through the spirit, you just call on the name of the Lord in the spirit, and the Lord will deliver you, man. And come to find out, he didn't do anything. We were good, but we told him, yo, who we were, and that the Lord could kill your ass for that, man. The scriptures say, touch not mine anointed and do my prophets no harm. And if you're coming in that evil spirit, where I felt that type of spirit, that's not good. Your heart race and you're like, oh shit, it's about to go down. Not good. And this happened to King David. So before anybody talks some shit, it happened to King David, and I'm sure Yahweh Shai as well. It says, my heart is sore. This is Psalm 55 and 4. My heart is sore pained within me, and the terrors of death are fallen upon me. Fearfulness and trembling are come upon me, and horror hath overwhelmed me. So just like it's just, this is part of the truth, man. Are these the good parts that they want to talk about in the Christian church? Hell no, man. They don't want to talk about that. Possibly getting put to death for the Lord's sake, beheaded for the Lord's sake, or thrown and cast into prison for the Lord's sake, not for your own folly, for the Lord's sake. Now, there's a lot of guys who think that, they conflate the two, where they think that their own folly is suffering for the Lord. Nah, you know, absolutely not. You got to own that one. So it says, and I said, this is verse number 6, Psalm 55 and 6, and I said, oh, that I had wings like a dove, for then would I fly away and be at rest. Lo, then would I wander far off and remain in the wilderness, Salah. I would hasten my escape, and from the windy storm and tempest, destroy, O Lord, and divide their tongues. Just like what happened kind of with Alazar. For I have seen violence and strife in the city. Day and night they go about it upon the walls thereof. Mischief also and sorrow are in the midst of it. Yeah, and that's basically because we want to be delivered from this evil ass place. This kingdom's so wicked, all it is sorrow and people, sore vexing our spirits, devising mischief. That's all they want to do out here. That's all people really are interested in America. And especially these women. These women are crafty little demons. If there's not no problems in a relationship with you, they'll make one. All right, they'll make it happen just because they want to feel relevant. They want they're so enthralled with the world, and the things of this world, that they ultimately will vex your spirit if you're a man of the Lord, just by default. So it's programmed. The default program is in these women to vex your spirit if you're a man of the Lord. That's how it's going to be. So you need to understand this. All of you need to understand this, and I'm speaking from experience, and it never fails. All right. If the demons can't get you, they're gonna go for your woman, and they gonna get her. Don't think they're not gonna get her ass. They gonna get her. Okay. Especially if she like a wishy-washy type of chick or a worldly chick, like real worldly, which all of them are, anyways. So you're not gonna find no real chick who really follow this truth, man, like that. And really, you kind of don't even want to, anyways. You want to stay away from them because they're demonic as hell. So, anyways, man, they will get them. So you have to pray to the Lord. This is Psalm 55 and verse number 11. Wickedness is in the midst thereof, deceit and guile depart not from her streets. For it was not an enemy that reproached me, then I could have borne it. Neither was it he that hated me, that did magnify himself against me. Then would I have hid myself from him. But it was thou, a man mine equal, my guide and mine acquaintance. And also, look, like I said, the Lord might, ultimately allow you to be troubled by your woman or someone very close to you, who you thought was cool, but really, they weren't cool. Or it just might be that, they trouble you if it's your woman and y'all be good and y'all come back to normal. But she's ultimately going to be going haywire. It could definitely be somebody who blindsides you. So it might be your mother, it might be your father. If you're a little bit younger, you still got your parents, or it might be somebody who is dear to you, who just starts tripping. It's definitely not going to be the Akim who walk in this truth, primarily. Now, Judas Iscariot did ultimately turn on Yahweh Shai, so that's an instance as well where that can happen as well, and then that hurts, man. That definitely hurts. Again, like it says here, verse 14, we took sweet counsel together and walked unto the house of the Most High in company. Okay, so that could be another thing. It could be somebody close to you in the truth who you thought was close, or y'all had intimate conversations in the Lord, and it is what it is. And then they just started going nuts. Check this out, Psalm 55 and 15, and this is what happened with Judas Iscariot. If they're truly wicked, it says, verse 15, let death seize upon them, and let them go down quick into hell. That's the ground. For wickedness is in their dwellings and among them. As for me, I will call upon the Most High, and the Lord Yahweh shall save me. So if it's a woman and they don't want to come correct, the Most High is going to kill her little bitch ass. And yeah, I said bitch ass. Or if it's a demon ass nigga who's a wicked two-third, and he's walking amongst, Israel, and he thinks he's in the truth, and he does some wicked shit, the Most High is going to kill his ass as well. Oh, you shouldn't be swearing if you're a man of the Lord. Well, dung is in the scriptures, and it's a shit Greek related swear word, and it's written in there. You could take a look at it, man. You can go Google it. You got Google, you know. Verse 18. He hath delivered, excuse me, let me go to verse number 17. Again, and this is for you brothers. You need to, when things hit the fan, and it's going to. Don't think for a second you're good. Don't think for a second you're good, man. Why do you think the scripture says, my son, when thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation? It's going to be either your woman, someone close to you, your job, or your money is going to go low, or you might get sick. It could be one of those five or however many I said. Something's going to go wrong, all right? Your car might break down, might not have no options, and you need to pray. Psalm 55 and 17. Listen close. Evening and morning and at noon will I pray and cry aloud, and he shall hear my voice. Okay? He hath delivered my soul in peace from the battle that was against me, for there were many with me. That's fire, brother. That's fire, brother. Listen, don't you know that there be more with us than there be with them? The angels of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. Don't you understand that? Just one angel can destroy and decimate this place. So think about the power and the strength around you, man. And anybody that's coming against you, man, they're going to catch that judgment. Verse 19, the Most High shall hear and afflict them, even he that abideth of old, Salah, because they have no changes, therefore they fear not the Most High. Yeah, it's facts, man. And that's gonna be those people who think that the Lord ain't gonna catch them. Oh, he's coming, man. He gonna come swift and put the hammer down right atop of their head and crack their skull in pieces, man. All right, spiritually and possibly physically. So the Lord is not jacking. He's not joking. No games around. He ain't playing no games out here. We know that we're the prophets of the Lord because I've seen judgment happen to over 10 or 15 people already. That I prayed upon them. Destruction upon their asses for what they did to me, and it happened specific as for certain phrases that I stated happened exactly as I framed it out of my mouth. And you can't make this stuff up. And I have witnesses of that, multiple witnesses. And it's just crazy, or rather, a witness on multiple occasions. And I have had other people see it as well. I've got receipts, man. I've seen it. You know, that's all that what's going to happen to these people who come at the men of the Most High. Just like what happened to Alazar's, a similar situation, and polite. Look at that. What happened to the apostles? Nothing. Nothing. So there you go. Those people that rose up against me, what happened to me? Nothing. You didn't do nothing. All right? You can't do nothing unless the Lord sanctions it. Okay? So as long as the Lord be with me, man, who shall be against me? Psalm 55 and verse 20. It says, Yep, that's it. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. The words of his mouth. Okay, and that's it on that, man. Okay? Because some of that goes into Esau, stuff like that, being a two-faced devil. And some people do that too, even in ultimately in this truth as well. Now I'm going to go down to verse 22. It says, cast thy burden upon the Lord Yahweh, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. So you have to embrace this into your spirit, man. All right? We are very powerful spirits and bodies. It's just clay and water, but the spirit behind it is magnificent, brother. All right? It's very magnificent. Verse number 23. And let this be a danger and a warning to everybody that thinks that they just gonna run game on the men of the Lord or come at us some kind of way. And your little daggers and your little viper venom bullshit that you spew out your mouth in our direction, thinking that something's gonna happen to us. Never. That's gonna happen to you. All right, you're gonna die that death. Psalm 55 and 23. But thou, O power, which is O God, shalt bring them down into the pit of destruction. Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days, but I will trust in thee. It's powerful, man. All right? That's where your mind needs to be. Don't worry about no kind of drama coming back to you. If you truly be a man of the Lord, those people are going to catch the judgment. Yes, you may be betrayed. Yes, you may be, put on a chopping block for these people in the world. Or it might be your wife that betray you, or a man who you thought was a man of the Lord at once, or maybe just, maybe just was in the truth with you, and you didn't know for sure about them, but then it was revealed that they were demonic, even though you were trying to build with them in the scriptures. That happens too. And it's just like what happened with Judas Iscariot that, ultimately betrayed Yahweh Shai. And there was people coming at King David as well, you know. And it's this here is labeled a prayer for the destruction of the treacherous. What's treachery? Let's take a look at that word real quick, man. Let's get it. Treacherous. It says guilt of involving betrayal or deception. So you better get used to this type of thing, man. People are gonna betray you, dog. It is what it is, man. Don't be shaken by it. I want you to be empowered and emboldened by that shit, man. I've been betrayed twice in a row. One time, it was wild, man. It was my woman, and then it was the guy who was close to me, and then in this truth, and then ultimately what happened was, it really just emboldened me. It just made me want to kick even more ass, to be honest. And that's when I put my Mitri on, and I was like, yo, all right, I'm about to go in. I'm gonna go even harder now, because we're like the juggernauts. Great millstones like the juggernauts. Whatever you do to us and whatever you try to do, it's just gonna make us stronger, and we're just gonna come with more vitriol and more power and more strength, and we're just gonna, Lord willing, endure unto the end. And we're gonna see who's really truly the men of the Lord when all is said and done. Okay, the Lord is gonna sustain. He's able to keep the feet of his saints. Okay, so let's take a look at that, man. Let's go to Psalm. What's it say? No, excuse me. First Samuel. 2. There's that scripture, and there's another one too, man. This is very edifying video. I already know you guys are edified. There's no doubt about it. The scriptures are edifying like crazy. So again, let's go to Psalm chapter number, First Samuel rather, chapter number 2, verse number 8. It says, "He raiseth up the poor out of the dust, and lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill, to set them among princes, and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord Yahweh's, and he hath set the world upon them." It says, "He will keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked shall be silent in darkness, for by strength shall no man prevail." That means that the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, he's ultimately running the show. And nobody's going to be able to smash you unless it's sanctioned by the Lord. Okay? Straight up. Verse number 10. It says, "The adversaries of the Lord Yahweh shall be broken to pieces. Out of heaven shall he thunder upon them. The Lord Yahweh shall judge the ends of the earth, and he shall give strength unto his king and exalt the horn of his anointed." And ultimately, Yahweh Shai is the ultimate, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. And that's just what it's going to be at the end of the day. And those who are of the elect, you're going to be glorified and magnified as well. So, that's just what it's going to be, man. And now let's go to Romans. I think it's 14, So not only will he keep the feet of his saints, and he's going to humiliate and destroy those who are treacherous, who try to backstab you. Anybody that tries to backstab you, man, in this truth, like they say, that they got that expression, God help them. The Lord ain't going to help them. He's going to destroy them. Okay, straight up. And again, anybody that comes at you, guess what's going to happen? If you really a man of the Lord, digest this in your spirit. Romans 14:4. "Who art thou that judgest another man's servant? To his own master he standeth or falleth. Yea, he shall be holden up, for the Most High is able to make him stand." So the Lord he's gonna make you good, man. You ain't got nothing to worry about. That's why you got to keep your head up, like that song, man. Like that Tupac song, even though that guy is trash, where his songs is trash. Ultimately, some of his songs are straight, but the overall the albums are stupid. The shit he says at the end of it, they got good beats, but the shit is ultimately stupid. But the Lord is able to make you stand. That's the point. Okay. Even in a time where you might be betrayed, and guess what? It's the Passover, so don't marvel that it happens. The Passover's coming up on Friday, or Thursday to Friday, so you already know, betrayal and treachery is in the midst. Just beware, be ready for it. Yahweh Shai knew. He knew it was going to go down. He said, "Look at that guy dipping in the bread right there. Look at that guy. Yeah, he going off. He about to go handle his business. Go ahead then. The Most High going to deal with you. Don't worry about it." You know what I'm saying? That's the attitude you have to have. I'm going to do the work of the Heavenly Father no matter what. You know, but you got to be. If the elect are robots that are programmed to do the work of the Lord, and ultimately the Lord will sustain you in times of trouble. Okay, facts, and that's why you have to go and read that Psalm 55 again if you need a refresher. You know, of the punishment. It's a prayer for the destruction of the treacherous. So it's funny because they're not going to read that in church, in so-called church and Christian church, because they can't relate, because those people don't have anything going on with them. Those people are good to go. They think that prosperity in this world is something somehow going to translate to the kingdom of heaven, but that's not true. The Lord said, store not for yourselves treasures on the earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and thieves break in and destroy, because it's really just not going to do nothing. Do you think the Lord cares how much you have in your 401k or in your bank account, and that somehow it translates to righteousness? No, man. No. This is all about the deeds that you do while you're in this flesh. You ultimately have to crucify the flesh, you know, and every thought that is contrary to the scriptures, you take captive to Yahweh Shai, okay? To Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. You hold it captive, man, because we know that we have to do this. Psalm 55 and 2. Cast thy burden upon the Lord Yahweh, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. He shall sustain thee. Me and the brother Kassad, who's on the comment board there, you guys can go ahead and uh, subscribe to his channel, But this is something that he's come to see and find out. We've always been delivered through every little trial and tribulation that we've gone through, time and time and time and time again. So if it happens again, and you brothers know, because this happened to you, you know what's going to happen in the future, right? You're going to get delivered again. You're going to get delivered again. Here's a refresher. Psalm 22, or excuse me, Psalm 55 and 22. Cast thy burden upon the Lord Yahweh, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. And again, the prayer for destruction on those goddamn devils come against you. Anybody, that's anybody, man. All right, even people in your family and shit, man. If they come against you hard enough, the Lord will take their ass out. Psalm 55 to 23 says, "But thou, O power, shall bring them down into the pit of destruction. Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days, but I will trust in thee." That means the Lord's going to kill their ass and ultimately stop them from living. And then there are people going to cry for them and say that they were such a good people, right? That's a bunch of BS. Bunch of trash, man. Okay? So what do you do when things happen to you? Check it out. Psalm 55 and 16, recap. As for me, I will call upon the Lord, upon the Most High, and the Lord Yahweh shall save me. Evening, morning, and at noon will I pray and cry aloud, and he shall hear my voice. He hath delivered my soul in peace from the battle that was against me, for there were many with me. Yeah, the angels. The angels of the Lord, man, they encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. So that's your strength. That's your power. So don't forget about that, my brothers. I just wanted to make this like a quick video, edification video. I got to do these more often as well. I've been putting the apostles videos out because it's super edifying, man. Puts that ancient spirit on you. We need to be occupied with prophecy and into this word. This is your first love. Don't worry about no stupid ass women or some dumbass shit that really got nothing to do with nothing. You know, just concern yourself with the scriptures and everything's going to work itself out, man. The Lord is going to help you and sustain you, you know. Shalom to all you brothers and, you know, Akwath as well, and Akim on the comment board, you know, because I know you need to hear this. You know, betrayal will come, but the Lord is also with his angels, with his mighty angels, and he's going to help you out. He's going to deliver you, man. He's going to deliver you in the time of trouble. So cast your burden upon the Lord, like I said, and he will sustain you. And with that, I'm going to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Arakak Wadash. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the Bayatha Wadah, the house of David. Send up your prayers, get ready for the Passover, you know, mentally be in a solemn state, you know, and just be prepared, man. You know, keep your head on a swivel and keep your eyes open, man, spiritually too. Because people will come to try to betray you, man. But you're going to make it out of it, just like Yahweh Shai, just like King David. That, Shalom.